Meantime, the Lakers. Okay, so here's what LeBron says. There have been times when we're at our best, we look really good. And there are other times where it's disgusting.
You know what that sounds like, Ernie?
What?
Sounds like an old man. Like when you wake up in the morning, sometimes I'll be like, ooh, I feel good. Then that next day you be like,
that's
sciatica,
disgusting.
Sciatica, it's hurting.
Charles Barkley went after the Lakers once again, and somehow every joke hit even harder because of how true it sounded. The Washington Generals comparison, the Oprah Winfrey reference, even the sciatica shot aimed directly at LeBron James. Chuck held absolutely nothing back, and honestly, every line connected perfectly. This rant was on another level.
What? Why?
Why do you hate the Lakers? Chuck, tell us.
Why I hate the Lakers? It's always somebody else's fault. Remember 3 years ago, it was Russell Westbrook's fault. Then it was Frank Vogel's fault. Then it was D'Angelo Russell's fault. Then it was Darvin Ham's fault. It's always somebody else's fault. And it bothers me. Listen, you don't always blame other people for your shortcomings.
But my point is, it's got to do with style of play, got to do with
effort, Kenny.
Effort.
Yeah,
Come on, Kenny. This is the same thing we...
Let's take a moment to appreciate Charles Barkley before even breaking down his actual point, because at this stage, the man has practically turned Lakers commentary into a form of art worthy of its own exhibit.
It's like an Oprah Winfrey show. You get a basket. You get a basket. You get a basket. Everybody who plays against the Lakers, they gonna make everybody look good. I mean, they're like the Washington Generals. They every team's the Globetrotters against them. I mean, and we can keep sugarcoating it, and I know they gonna make us talk about the Lakers. The Lakers are a mediocre team.
NBA fans already understand that the Lakers are Charles Barkley's favorite topic to talk about. Not because he admires them, but because they constantly hand him endless material for the kind of commentary that has people laughing so hard they nearly choke on their drinks.
As Dallas played without Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, this was all about the Lakers.
And the Lakers proved to what I keep saying. The Lakers stink, plain and simple. We have to talk about them because the media is infatuated with the Lakers. But the Lakers are not a good team. They got zero athletic ability. They got a good shot every time. The Lakers could never keep them in front of them. This was a coaching masterpiece by Jason Kidd because there's no way that team that the Mavs put out there, especially one winning by 20, basically.
Well, yeah.
The Lakers have basically become Charles Barkley's never-ending source of comedy over the years. And on the latest episode of Inside the NBA, Chuck picked up even more material and delivered it like a veteran comic who knows exactly where every punchline lands. It all began with a comment from LeBron James himself about the team. LeBron admitted, in his own words, that sometimes the Lakers look great at their peak, while at other moments they look downright disgusting. He actually called his own team disgusting during a press conference, which could either be impressive honesty or a subtle plea for help, depending on how charitable you want to be.
He just described who he should be and who the team should be based on what their personnel is at that time. They are old in certain parts. They don't have perimeter.
Wait, he's the only one old.
But they don't have perimeter defense. Young at the perimeter. So now there's no resistance for guys that get downhill.
Yes.
And I think that is the biggest thing. You know, yes, they don't have a great shot blocker, but they have shot block ability. But they do not have resistance at the 1, 2, and 3 position. And that is indicative of why they play.
Charles Barkley took that quote and transformed it into one of those moments NBA fans are not going to forget anytime soon. He joked that the Lakers sound like an elderly man getting out of bed in the morning. One day everything feels perfect, the body is loose, the energy is there, and you think you can conquer the world. Then the next morning the sciatica flares up, the knees stop cooperating, and suddenly nothing works the same way. The way Chuck connected LeBron James' description of the Lakers to the realities of aging was so detailed and perfectly timed that the entire Inside the NBA crew completely broke down laughing. And the funny part is, the joke was not cruel just for the sake of being cruel. It actually carried some truth behind it. LeBron is still competing at an elite level in his 40s, and the Lakers constantly swing between looking unstoppable one night and completely terrible the next. There is barely any consistency in between those extremes. That is not random. That is often what late-stage athletic greatness looks like when a 41-year-old body is being pushed through the demands of an NBA schedule night after night. But of course, Chuck was nowhere near finished after landing just one joke. He never stops at one.
Play like that.
I agree
JJ
with
Bennett
Kenny.
going more to his own, too, to address the defensive issues on that team.
Absolutely. And like you mentioned, like Luka and Austin Reeves have been terrific offensively. Luka flirt with a triple-double every night. Austin Reeves been killing the league, averaging over 25 points, but they've been a turnstile on defense. And whoever comes to town can just beat them off the dribble, drive and kick, and get other guys open. But you wanted to also get more from DeAndre Ayton as an anchor when you acquire him as the Lakers. And he's been pedestrian a lot of times, and I just don't think the Lakers, even though LeBron does a really good job at his
But when you
agent,
open a bee's nest and all the bees, it's hard to block all the bees. You got DeAndre in there like this. Like, come on, it's like you got to have resistance out front.
but even offensively,
The crew eventually shifted from the jokes to the actual basketball problems behind the Lakers' defensive issues, and the discussion was legitimately insightful. Beneath all the humor, the reality is that the Lakers lack reliable perimeter defenders at the 1, 2, and 3 spots who can consistently keep opposing guards and wings from attacking downhill. Once players are freely getting into the paint, the entire defense starts falling apart. The rim protectors are forced to cover more ground, help rotations become chaotic, and the whole defensive system turns reactive instead of controlled and organized. DeAndre Ayton was supposed to arrive as the solution in the middle, someone who could anchor the paint, erase mistakes created on the perimeter, and make opponents think twice before driving to the rim. But by most fair assessments, he has been average at best. Not terrible and definitely not the only issue, but nowhere near the defensive force the Lakers hoped they were adding. The bee's nest comparison came up during the conversation, and honestly, it explained the problem pretty well. When your perimeter defense offers no resistance, it is like opening up a bee's nest and letting everything swarm inside. Every bee becomes another driver attacking the paint at full speed. You can have size, length, and shot blockers waiting near the rim, but when multiple attackers are already collapsing the defense because nobody stopped them earlier in the possession, it becomes nearly impossible to contain all of it. At that point, the constant rotations help coverage and recovery start working against you instead of for you. The numbers and spacing simply stop favoring the defense when the perimeter is that vulnerable.
Lakers talk about the Lakers. The Lakers are a mediocre team. Now, they got some really good teams in the West that we should be talking about because I'm starting to get on this San Antonio bandwagon right now. Obviously, we got OKC and Denver. We got Houston. But, man, them Spurs, they're knocking on that.
Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic have been excellent offensively all season. Luka continues putting up near triple-double numbers, while Reeves has emerged as one of the West's most productive scorers. The Lakers can clearly score points, but their defense remains the real issue. Charles Barkley mocked the Lakers' defense with his Oprah comparison, joking that every opponent gets free baskets against them. He followed it up with a famous Washington Generals line, comparing the Lakers to the team that exists only to lose to the Harlem Globetrotters. His point was simple: the Lakers make every opponent look amazing. Behind the jokes, the concerns are real. The Lakers sit 5th in the West, but teams like Oklahoma City Thunder, Denver Nuggets, and San Antonio Spurs currently look far more balanced and defensively disciplined. Barkley even praised the Spurs, pointing out their young core and strong future outlook. The Lakers, meanwhile, rely on an aging LeBron James, an elite but still adjusting Luka Doncic, and a roster with major defensive weaknesses. LeBron, Luka, and Reeves have barely shared the floor together this season, making chemistry and defensive consistency difficult to build. The coaching staff has leaned more on zone defense to hide those problems, but against elite playoff offenses, that approach only works temporarily. Barkley's criticism lands because it reflects reality. The Lakers are stuck between contender and pretender, talented enough to stay relevant, but inconsistent enough to look vulnerable every night. That is why the jokes keep working and why Lakers fans laugh even while knowing there is truth behind them.